What's up everyone, Alex here. And I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now, because the story I'm about to tell you is one of those moments you'll remember years from now when you're telling someone, yeah, I knew about her before everyone else did. We're talking about Alexandra Eala. And we're talking about America, because right now, those two things are colliding in a way that nobody could have fully predicted, and the result is nothing short of extraordinary. This is official. This is confirmed. And honestly, this is beautiful. Let me paint you a picture. Thousands of fans across the United States, right now, are pulling out their phones, buying tickets, booking rides, and clearing their schedules. Not for a Grand Slam. Not for a top 10 player who's been a household name for a decade. They're doing it for a young woman from the Philippines who worked her way up from the junior circuit and refused, absolutely refused, to let the world ignore her. That's Alex Eala. And she has arrived. Think about what that actually means for a second. The United States is not exactly short on tennis royalty. This is the country that gave the world Serena Williams, Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, Billie Jean King. Tennis runs deep in America, culturally, historically, emotionally. For a Filipina player to break through and generate this level of buzz, this level of genuine fan excitement in that country, that doesn't happen by accident. That doesn't happen overnight. That is earned. So how did we get here? Let's rewind. Because Alex Eala is not a lucky story. She is a built story, brick by brick, court by court, match by match. At a point in her development when most junior players are figuring out their game, her team made a decision that would shape everything. They sent her to the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, one of the most demanding, most competitive training environments in the entire sport. Think about that environment. Everything Rafa Nadal built that academy on, intensity, discipline, mental resilience, an obsession with improvement, Alex absorbed all of it. Her left-handed game became a weapon. A forehand that controls the rally. A backhand that can flip a defensive position into a full-on attack before her opponent even realizes what happened. She didn't just train. She transformed. And then came New York. Her US Open Junior Championship run wasn't just a tournament win, it was a statement. She became the first Filipino player in history to win a junior Grand Slam singles title. On American soil. Under the most intense spotlight junior tennis has to offer. And instead of crumbling under that pressure, she thrived. She played like someone who belonged there. Because she did. That moment planted something in the minds of American tennis fans. A name. A face. A style of play they hadn't seen before. And now, years later, that seed has grown into something massive. But here's where this story gets really interesting. You can't talk about Alex Eala's rise in America without talking about the Filipino-American community, and you shouldn't want to, because they are one of the most remarkable fan bases in all of sports. There are millions of people of Filipino descent living across the United States. And when Alex steps onto a court in America, those communities show up. Not just show up, they show out. The stands fill with Philippine flags. The energy shifts. The atmosphere becomes something that goes beyond a regular tennis match and turns into something that feels almost like a cultural celebration. For the Filipino-American community, Alex isn't just a tennis player. She is representation in its purest form. She is the proof, playing out in real time, that their culture, their heritage, their people can compete and win on the biggest stages in the world. That means something profound. That means people will travel. People will buy tickets months in advance. People will drive hours to be in that stadium. And here's the thing about that kind of passion, it's contagious. American fans who might not have had a reason to watch started showing up, and they walked into an atmosphere unlike anything they'd experienced at a tennis match. They got curious. They watched. They became fans. The diaspora built the foundation, and then organic American interest started building on top of it. That snowball is still rolling, and it's picking up speed. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because the timing here matters. Women's tennis right now is at a fascinating crossroads. The sport is hungry. Hungry for new voices, new stars, new storylines that grab people who maybe don't follow tennis week to week. The WTA needs players who make people feel something, Not just fans who already know the rankings, but newcomers who stumble across a clip online and immediately want to know more. Alex Eala is exactly that player. Her clips circulate. Her training videos get shared. Her matches generate reactions from people who didn't even know they liked tennis until they watched her play a tiebreak and couldn't look away. She is built for this era of sports consumption, where a single incredible moment can reach millions of people before the match is even over. Sponsors see it. Tournament directors see it. The media sees it. And now America, broadly, sees it. There's also something about her competitive identity that resonates deeply with American sports culture specifically. The grit. The fight. The way she competes even when things aren't going perfectly, that warrior mentality that refuses to give up a point, refuses to accept that a match is over until the last ball lands. Americans love that. They grew up watching athletes give everything they had and leave nothing on the table. Alex does that every single time she walks onto a court. So where does this leave us? Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. What's happening with Alex Eala in the United States right now isn't a trend. It isn't a moment. It is the beginning of a legacy that is still being written. The thousands of fans getting ready to fill those American stadiums, they're not just watching a tennis match. They're watching history in progress. They're part of a story that started in the Philippines, traveled through the academy courts of Mallorca, broke through on the hard courts of New York, and is now becoming something that belongs to the entire world. For everyone who already has their ticket, you made a great call. You're going to see something special. For everyone watching from the Philippines, the pride is justified. Every bit of it. She is carrying something bigger than herself, and she carries it beautifully. And for the rest of the world still catching up? Don't worry. The legend of Alexandra Eala is just getting started. The courts of America are ready. And so is she. I'm Alex, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.